Hey guys, do you have a business? Today I'm going to show you ways to advertise your business, whether you're a small business or a larger business or just trying to scale. I'm going to show you how I started, the mistakes I made, how I learned from them, and I want to show you a couple different ways that you might even not know even exist. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down.
Hey guys, if we're meeting for the very first time, my name is Dauria. I'm a full-time real estate investor. I own single-family, multifamily, and commercial units. I've basically been an entrepreneur my entire life, minus the 8 years I did in the military. So today we're going to talk about ways to scale your business, not just in real estate, but any small business out there at all. See, you can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it doesn't matter. See, obscurity kills more businesses, in my opinion, than anything else out there, guys. You have to make a product out there that not only solves people's problems, like housing, for instance, but is a better product than what's already out there for a better price. Now, you can sit and daydream for a long time on what the best product is to bring to the market, and people are doing it right now, all day, every day. It's a lot harder than you think, because when you really boil it down to the numbers, having a small business and having all the expenses behind it are tough to make a profit by the end of the day. I know I own several small companies, including my real estate ventures as well. So ways to advertise your business, starting with one of my favorite, is the way that I started. And I had a small motorcycle dealership, and I scaled it from in about 8 to 10 years to be one of the largest pre-owned sport bike dealerships in North Texas. The way I did it at the time, and times do change, was I advertised daily, 2 ads per day, every business day on Craigslist. And I literally copied and pasted, put the different bike, put its specific unique features, its price, its mileage, and basically I went with that. I kept the format very similar. It had my logo, my name in the background, my phone number, had our address. I didn't want obscurity to get in the way. See, when I very first started, this is kind of a funny story. I don't think I've really said this often, but when I very first started, I rented a 500 square foot corner of a paint shop. Literally, it was a paint shop, but I could, it was my service area, it was my showroom, it was my everything, because I didn't have that many bikes, right? I was scared to death to put my address of my business online. I know it sounds crazy, but before that I was robbed and I got 4 bikes stolen. I was petrified. If I put my name of my business where everybody knows where I keep all my inventory, I was going to get robbed again, right? And for a while, I was like, if you like this bike, call and make an appointment. And I just didn't want to put my address out there at all. And until I did that, my business did not scale at all. Matter of fact, today I put a cringeworthy picture on Facebook. I don't like showing, and I'm talking about it, so I might as well show it to you now, but it was this picture right here. It was a cash out refi I just did, and it was basically showing, hey, if I can make it, you can too, because look guys, I'm a C- student. I went to summer school every single year. I was a college dropout. I work at McDonald's. I lived in Section 8. I mean, seriously guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And of course, I didn't say much more in the post. I was just basically like, if you like the burst strategy, you can do this too, something like that, right? And in reality, I'm doing this, many times per year. This isn't like a one-time payout thing, but I wanted to get those stories out of the way. So we're moving on from there. We're going to go to Facebook ads. Now, they're typically pay-to-play Facebook ads, but right now, Facebook has one of the best, or I should say, the cheapest/best ways to promote and advertise your business. Definitely look into starting with Facebook ads. Now, businesses are different. Some thrive on different platforms than others. We're going to get to that in a minute. The next would be an email marketing campaign. Now, this is good if you already have lots of emails already. One that I use in my previous business was Constant Contact. ConstantContact.com, I believe, is their website. And basically, it would store their emails. When I would send out one email, it would send it to all of them at once. You know those emails you get from people that are, copy and pasted email. They probably went to thousands of people. That's how they're doing that. They got your email somehow, and they stored it, and then they're basically blasting it out to you. The next would be like a pay-per-click search ad. You know, it could be like a Google related or some other media source, but a pay-per-click ad or advertisement, you can Google it to see what options can be a good option depending on your business. I'm gonna name out a bunch and I want you to pick the one that makes most sense for you. The other one is gonna be other social media platforms, guys. There's TikTok out there, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there's a lot of other platforms that I'm not even on yet, and I probably should be, to be honest. But if it makes sense to you, you understand it, definitely look into what it would cost to put out there. And guys, when I say advertising, put like 50 bucks out there, 100 bucks out there, just see how it works. And you wanna look at your ROI, your return on investment. Let's say you want to put $200 in advertising out there, but it turns around and it brings you $1,000 in revenue. Heck, even $400 in revenue. You just doubled your money potentially. I'm talking about profit, net profit, okay? But even if you had to put out, you know, a significant amount of money, if it brings you even more than that, if it brings back your investment plus some, it's worth it. The last house I bought, I asked the wholesaler, how much do you spend per month in mailing campaigns? And he spends $20,000 a month in mailing campaigns. I was like, holy cow. But he gets deals. And one deal, just one of those deals, could potentially net him the $20,000. And then the 5 other deals that he has is basically all profit. Because if he weren't to do that, he'd be lucky to get one deal out there, just basically word of mouth and driving around with an ad on your car. You'd be lucky to get one deal a month like that. So sometimes the pay to play or the cost to acquire is worth it, even though the cost may look significant. Once you see it around on the back end, it makes more sense. And the other one is going to be direct mail marketing or / media. Like I was saying, the direct mail marketing, just like on the wholesaler, that's like a cost per postcard. I want to say it's like 58 cents, 55 cents per postcard, depending on like what platform you use. But that is a phenomenal way to reach out. The only problem is it's really flooded. Like the market is really, really flooded. Any seller that I talk to has like 10 to 15 of these wholesaler mailers that I look just like them, and they're yellow or they're pink or they're orange, and they say last opportunity or warning or whatever, right? They all say that because everybody's trying to get a leg up on the competition, and everybody's just kind of getting thrown in the trash can, to be honest. The next one is influencer marketing. It would be basically if you have like a YouTube account or some other TikTok or something, you have a lot of followers, you can definitely promote it that way as well. I understand not everybody, it's like 1% of people out there actually, you know, film on video and actually post online. So this is going to be for the very small minority. But if you have a following, you really believe in your product, then you can absolutely put it online. Make sure though you don't just talk about it, but you put a link down in the description as well. Speaking of, link down in the description, if you like videos like this, check on the link below. It'll take you straight to my channel. You can see all the other videos as well. Smash that like button if you're liking this so far and you're getting any useful information out of this. I make several videos per week on real estate investing and basically financial freedom because I want to see you succeed. I do this for free, so if you ask any questions in the comments below, I will be sure to get back to you personally. The next one is going to be podcast ads. I have not done this myself. However, if you've got a larger company, you have a little bit of money to spend, you could reach out to a popular podcast in your genre, talk to 2 or 3 of them, see what they would charge to mention your name, to put a link, something like that. Sometimes their audience is catering to you and vice versa. So that could be a way to reach out and directly hit your niche. The next is going to be referrals. Referrals are one of the best ways to expand business, but they're also one of the smallest pools. You can't generate, 1,000 people to be your real referral people. You really have to do business with the person, show them you're a good person. That person tells another person, they bring them to. It's one of the most loyal bases that you can have, but it's also one of the hardest to acquire. And referrals, basically, if you're a good person, you do good business, people like you, you'll build up referrals, you'll build up your clientele. It just takes time. The next is going to be video content. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. It could be on Facebook. It could be on something else, but you're doing a video content basically saying, this is my pen, and I'm going to show you why this pen is better than any pen that you've ever wrote with. And then goes to the next scene, and all of a sudden you're kind of intrigued. Why is this pen so great, right? And you're talking about this pen will revolutionize the way that you write on paper. Watch this. And all of a sudden, what are you doing? You're watching. How is this going to revolutionize things? Something like that. Okay, I'm kind of a good salesman myself, but nevertheless, this pen right here will blah, 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 blah. You talk about the pen, you make a good ad that basically brings people in, maybe hire a model, have her wear a bikini and hold it right in front of her. I don't know, but it'll keep people's attention on the pen, right? And it'll keep them watching longer. You got to do things to keep people's attention because the average attention span now that social media is out is like drastically lower than it was in the 90s and the 80s and especially before that. Because basically we want instant gratification because we can basically get it off of our phones now because okay, let me ask you a question. If you look up something on Google and you hit enter and it's loading, how long will you stare at that screen before you say back or just try to cancel out and try it again? 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds? You probably will not stare at a screen for 10 seconds. Like, our attention span is ridiculously low. It's like the worst it's ever been. So just keep that in mind when you're making the ad, okay? The other one is TV or radio. Radio being way cheaper than TV, of course. TV commercials can get very, very, very expensive. But radio, make sure you pick the right station because different genres are going to listen to different stations generally, so you want to pick the right station that you think are going to capture majority of your audience. Radio ads can be anywhere from like $200 to $500 or a little bit more, but sometimes they'll mention you 2 or 3 times over the next hour for that price. So call some popular radio stations in your area if you think radio could be possibly a good source of advertising for you. Last but not least, and I keep this till last because most people think it's super cringeworthy, is speaking at live events. Yes, you are on stage with a light in front of your face, you have the microphone. What do you say? Most people wouldn't say a whole lot, and I don't blame them. I have not done speaking events yet, especially live speaking events. I would love to get into that one day when I build up a portfolio that I am very proud of and that I can truly offer value to the listener. Basically, I've got my team together. If somebody comes to me, I can say, yes, get with Nick over here and Nick will get you, this and this to take care of you and we can move on to the next step. And I'm basically building a team until I get that team. I don't really want to do public speaking because I'm a team of 1 and a team of 1 can only do so much per day. And guys, that is my list today of ways your business can advertise. There are tons of them out there. If I missed something or if you're doing something that I didn't mention, let me know down in the comments. And also, which one would you pick? Out of all of these, I know which one I would pick. And which one would you pick to make your business better known? And you got to remember, money seeks attention, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys made it all the way through, be sure to comment 110%. And guys, thanks so much for watching again. Until next time, I will see you on the next one.